So there was this story floating around a couple of days ago, and surprise surprise, it had to do with the click machine. Actually, we'll call them click generators, Brandon Smith and Latrell Mitchell. Now before we get to that, let's set the table real quick. Obviously they played each other this past weekend, the Melbourne Storm and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, and after roughly 70 minutes of complete domination by the Melbourne Storm, the Bunnies fought their way back from a 14-point deficit, and Latrell Mitchell slotted this monster. A 45-meter drop goal to tie the game up and send it into golden point extra time. Now, they came pretty close to pulling off a history-making comeback, but they actually came up short on extra time. Now, the article I read wasn't about the actual game itself, it was about the actions of Latrell Mitchell and the one they call Brandon Smith. And here's what the article said.
The Rabbitohs are fuming at Storm star Brandon Smith for appearing to mock South's fullback Latrell Mitchell's 2-point field goal celebration after Melbourne's nail-biting round 2 win. Mitchell slotted a 2-point field goal from beyond 40 meters, before holding his ear to the crowd, before a Ryan Pappenheisen field goal in Golden Point shattered South's hopes of a comeback win. Smith, who is currently out injured, appeared to mimic Mitchell's infamous celebration with his Storm teammates post-match, with the Sydney Morning Herald reporting the incident angered Latrell Mitchell and the South Sydney club.
So just how angry were the South Sydney Rabbitohs and Latrell Mitchell himself? Here's his reaction.
Wait a minute!
Turns out, Latrell Mitchell didn't really give a fuck, and the quote-unquote staff writers pulled this narrative straight out of their ass.
They had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Now to them, this is probably a successful story because out of the 10 stories that get shown a day, this probably gets the most traction, as drama does get you clicks. Now my question to you, did you get debated like your boy here? Because they got my ass. Now am I crazy, or is it kind of nuts that these types of stories even make it out of the writer's room? Different times, I guess, different times. In other news, in cross-code news, apparently New Zealand All Black Clarke was showing interest in coming to the NRL. We've seen these stories, 3 times now in the past couple of years. First it was Addo-Carr, next it was TJ Perenara. Now my thoughts on these cross-code stories, like, sweet, do it, come and play league, let's see how they'll do. I think they'll do quite well actually, especially the names that I named, Addo-Carr, TJ Perenara, and now Clarke. By the way, if you haven't seen their highlights, Addo-Carr and Clarke in particular, they'd be gun in the back row, I reckon. Clarke, even on the wing, he definitely radiates that Brian To'o energy, or maybe even Semi Radradra. I'm actually really keen to see these All Blacks that say they want to test themselves in NRL come over and test themselves. The more I see these types of stories of Union players wanting to make the switch but never do, makes me wonder, do they really want to come and challenge themselves in the NRL, or are they coming off contract and are just making noise because they're in negotiations? To me, it's starting to look like the latter the more we see these types of stories that ultimately never go anywhere, and I find it hard to believe that our NRL clubs wouldn't be making offers unless the offers being made are just way too low. Like, rugby players hardly come over to league for the money, as they could get way more coin abroad, especially in Europe. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. We had a staff writer's stitch up and a bit of blue balls from another rugby union player. As always, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more rugby league related content or more content in general, be sure to run straight at that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.